Selamat siang perempuan Indonesia dan para business owner. Apa kabar? Semoga selalu dalam keadaan sehat. Selamat datang pada masterclass kedua, hari kedua dalam rangkaian program Indonesian Women's Forum 2021, How to Create Modest Fashion Brand Personality bersama Entrepreneurial. Saya Femina akan menjadi host Anda siang ini. IWF yang berlangsung mulai 27 hingga 29 September 2021 diprakarsai oleh Femina sejak 2018 dan tahun ini untuk pertama kalinya kita mengadakannya secara virtual. Asia Tenggara memang telah menjadi Parisnya modest wear. Banyak perancang busana modest wear yang bermunculan dan memberikan warna unik pada perkembangan ragam rancang modest wear di dunia. Untuk membahas pengembangan potensi bisnis modest wear di Indonesia pada sesi masterclass kedua di IWF hari kedua ini akan mengundang beberapa sosok yang akan berbagi insight dan cerita sukses, cerita seru tentunya, mereka dalam mengembangkan bisnis modest wear. Kelas ini merupakan kolaborasi IWF 2021 dengan Entrepreneurial, komunitas perkumpulan wirausaha yang juga kerap melakukan program inkubasi dan pengembangan bisnis di dunia. Ada Elvitra Augustin selaku Communication, PR dan Outreach at Endeavor Indonesia akan menjadi moderator kita hari ini pada sesi masterclass hari ini. Nah, juga telah hadir bersama kita jauh-jauh dari negeri tetangga Malaysia, ada Vivi Yusof, seorang pelaku bisnis modest wear, co-founder di Fashion Valley, dan juga seorang pelaku bisnis modest wear, dan pendiri The Duck Group, dari Malaysia. Nah, juga keseharian Vivi ini juga bisa disimak pada laman YouTube-nya yang telah mendapatkan silver button. Hebat banget ya. Nah, ada juga pembicara kedua, ada Istafiani Candarini selaku Director dan Nadia Karina selaku Creative Director dari kami yang telah berdiri sejak 2009. Kami membawa warna baru pada busana modest di Indonesia dengan sentuhan urban, warna lembut, dan mengutamakan kenyamanan penggunanya dalam keseharian. Motif printnya ini, dan ada payatnya juga tentunya, ini berbentuknya unik sekali dan turut menjadi kelebihannya. Print dan payatnya ini menjadi kelebihannya. Nah, tanpa berlama-lama, sesi sharing dan bincang siang hari ini akan saya serahkan kepada Mbak Elvitra Augustin dari Endeavor. Silakan Mbak Elvitra.
Halo, selamat siang semuanya. Siang menjelang sore ya. Welcome everyone to the second day of IWF Masterclass. Senang sekali melihat antusiasme teman-teman. We have around more than 200 people here hadir dan menyaksikan Coffee Talks sore hari ini bareng the amazing entrepreneurs behind Fashion Valley, Duck Group, and kami. I mean, we believe that these brands are no strangers to your ears. Teman-teman semua juga udah tahu brand tersebut. Bahkan kemungkinan besar everyone here is a loyal fans of these brands. But one thing for sure, behind all great brands, great fashion brands, there's always a brilliant entrepreneurs di baliknya. And thank you to IWF for untuk kesekian kalinya mempercayakan salah satu sesi masterclass-nya kepada Endeavor, karena sebagai sebuah community of high impact entrepreneurs di dunia, Endeavor is very proud. Kita senang sekali jika berkesempatan untuk share the voices, knowledge, and experiences dari para Endeavor entrepreneurs within our network. Karena Endeavor itu sendiri sudah tersebar in more than 40 countries, and kita sangat senang memiliki kesempatan juga untuk mengajak Endeavor Malaysia entrepreneur Vivi Yusof from Fashion Valley and Duck untuk ngobrol bareng di sini dengan Karin dan Irin dari kami. Endeavor harap di sesi ini teman-teman bisa terinspirasi untuk menjadi entrepreneurs dengan mendengarkan the founders' entrepreneurial journey in building the brand, ups and downs, inspirational stories, dan juga how the founders bring the brand to reach mass customers. I mean, sesuai tema hari ini juga how to create a modest fashion brand personality ya. Teman-teman juga, we encourage everyone untuk ambil inspirasi dan key takeaways from the sessions. Naikin juga di social media kalian masing-masing. Jangan lupa tag at iwf.connect, at Vivi Yusuf, at Fashion Palette, at the Duck Group, at kami Idea, and juga at Endeavor_Indo. I mean, you have 3 amazing entrepreneurs here. This is your opportunities. Silakan bertanya juga di kolom chat ya, teman-teman semua. Okay, without further ado, there will be also Q&A sessions sekitar jam 3.20 ya PM. Jadi silakan untuk teman-teman untuk naruh pertanyaan sebanyak-banyaknya di kolom chat. For now, let's enjoy the session. Kita mulai sekarang ya. Okay, Vivi, Karin, and Irene, welcome. Thank you very much for your time. Maybe we can start with Vivi. Yeah, I mean, Vivi, you studied law at LSE in London, and I think that's pretty much somehow unrelated with what fashion in business is, even though there must be law aspect in it. I mean, what was this story back then? What motivates you to create Fashion Palette and the Duck Group at the first place?
Yeah, first of all, salam semua, selamat sore. I miss Indonesia so much. I haven't been 2 tahun sudah nggak ke sana. I hope everyone's well. Cannot wait to go there again, especially Jakarta. Thank you for having me. Very honored. All the way from Kuala Lumpur. So going back to your question, Elle, I was actually motivated to start a business.
Okay,
that's what I wanted to do. Dari kecil, I've always wanted to sell something. I would sell bracelets, I would sell buku, baju, scrapbook. I have a eBay account. eBay.
Oh, wow, okay.
Jual pre-love. I just love selling, right?
Okay.
And my parents said like I enggak boleh duduk diam. Ya, mau jual aja. So I also love writing. So I started writing a blog, and suddenly it became about fashion. The blog became fashion, and then people know me for fashion content. So it became like fate, you know. As for creating the own brand, I think business wise, I've always wanted to find niche to fill the gaps, right? Because there are so many businesses out there, so many brands out there, right? So 10 years ago, in Malaysia, there was no platform for brands. So we started Fashion Valley. And then 8 years ago, there was no platform for premium hijab brand. So then we started Duck. You know, so it's always about finding the gaps to fill. And I did law. So memang tak ada langsung, you know, any relations. I wish I learned fashion. I don't know if Mbak Karin and Irin learn fashion. I don't know. I mean, I did law.
Also no. We didn't learn fashion as well.
It would have been so fun, you know. But I think honestly, it doesn't matter what you study.
Yeah.
Because as entrepreneur, as business owner, as founder, you would have to cover all departments, you know, so it doesn't matter what you study.
Okay, thank you. And also lots of fans in this chat as well, from Berbi juga, and also fans with Kami brand. And we move into Kami, Karin and Irin. I mean, the name Kami Idea or Kami is very unique gitu ya. How did you start your journey, and mungkin tercetus nama Kami itu dulu ceritanya bagaimana?
Okay, it's always the first question everyone asks.
Yes.
Okay, so kami is literally kami bertiga. It's like, kami bertiga. And then kami also means God in Japanese. So that we believe that our idea always comes from Allah. And then, so that's the name Kami Idea. And kami also means paper, right?
Yeah, kami also means paper. That means that all of our ideas, we always write it on the paper, draw it on the paper. it's always it's like represent what it's like
represent our creation, right?
Yeah, represent our creation.
Dan itu when was it, in 2009 ya?
Yeah, it was
2009. And
what
was the occasion back then? I mean, were you friends? And
we were friends in high school.
Oh wow, okay.
But with Afi, Irin and Afi is sisters.
Okay.
Yeah. And we brought Afi because she knows finance.
Our passion were always somewhere crafty. I mean, I like fashion. I like beads.
Yeah.
Something where I can put details and colors in it.
Yeah.
But then I started to work 9 to 5 as soon as I finished uni. But then I felt like I was stuck in a routine. Yeah, classic. I was stuck in a routine. I was unhappy. I was like tired all the time.
Yeah.
And one day I reunited with
me,
Karin.
Yeah.
Turned out she felt the same way.
Yeah.
She was working in creative industry back then.
Yeah, I was a graphic designer. And when I was a 9 to 5 worker, it's always like it's fun at the beginning, but along the way there will always be something that I have to endure in the office, something that not goes well with myself.
Yeah.
So, and then I met her, and then she always like she already began selling something, I think. Selling clothes.
Yeah.
Same
as Phoebe. I always like find something to sell because I was selling assignment to my primary school friends.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm selling drawing back then.
Yeah, so I sell drawing too.
Yeah. So then, we started our journey from there.
Okay, we can go to there. Fifi, I mean, this year Fashion Palette is 11 years. This year
is 11 years. Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember like 11 years ago?
No.
Well, I mean, in business, I mean, there are the first 3 months, right? The first 3 months, the first 90 days, the first time you started the business. When you had the idea of Fashion Palette in the first place, like, okay, I'm gonna start this Fashion Palette. What were the first thing you do back then?
Wow, it feels so long ago. But back then, definitely no proper plan. It was just I want to do this. Okay, jom, and then like, okay, let's do this. The website gonna look like this. Okay, what do? We have to sell something. All right. Okay, yeah, we have to get products. Okay, we don't have products. Like, oh yeah, okay, so let's go to brands, and approach them. And then once we got the stock, we have to come up. I mean, once we approach the brand, we have to come up with a contract. We have to come up with and I had to write my own contract, right?
Yes.
So it was very much like DIY. And then when the stock came, we have to do photo shoot, and we are not like, oh, you should have seen our photos. So bad. And it was like, so many different areas in business that nobody really teaches you if you don't come from a business background. No one teach you, right? So dari operations to finance to marketing to website, all of that was there was no proper plan for that, and it all came one by one. We had to learn the hard way lah, right? Everything was manual. The warehouse system was so sad, guys. I was writing one by one the coding, and we bought the sticker, tampal satu-satu, It was so, I mean, those were the days, right? And then when we launched, the first day we launched, I think we set up about 2 months. We set up the website, everything 2 months ready. And that was fast, okay? And then when the website launched, because I had a blog, so all my readers came, right? And then the pictures were so bad. The editing boleh nampak mannequin punya Oh my God. Like there were wrong description, and then suddenly orders came, and then we were like, oh, how to do invoice, huh? It was so no one teaches you, right? And that was back then. Now there's so many websites that actually do these things for you already, right? You just have to sign up and just upload products, everything dah disediakan, right? So that was the first 3 months. That was a roller coaster. But it was so much fun. So much fun.
It was memorable journey, Fifi.
Yes.
How about in Kami? Were you experiencing the same?
Yeah, more or less. We were like literally spamming everyone in the Facebook to sell our first product.
Yeah.
And then what would we do?
We kumpul uang first.
Yeah.
There's 3 of us. Of course, we have to kumpul uang first.
Yeah, we start like 5 million
per people.
Per person, yeah.
Per person.
Okay.
So it's about 15 million rupiah for our first business.
We
and then,
set up blog.
Yeah, we set up another blog.
Yeah,
Blogspot.
Blogspot.
Yeah. Really?
Blogspot, okay.
A Blogspot, and then Facebook, right?
And
and then Facebook. And then we literally buy the raw material by ourselves, and then we made. By the way, we first selling not modest fashion, but we the first Kami is selling accessories, like what necklace
and scarves.
Yeah.
So the scarves that become our
fully
modest wear today.
Yeah, and then we buy ourselves. We make the accessories ourselves,
and then we took the photo ourselves.
Yeah, we edit the picture ourselves. Oh my God! And then what?
And then spamming everyone on Facebook.
And then spamming everyone on Facebook.
Yeah. So yeah, we learned it.
Yeah. So pretty much similar. Yeah. In all entrepreneurial journey, the first 3 months is the most memorable and chaotic moment, but it shaped what you are right now. And maybe in both Fifi and Karin and I, can you share boleh share sama teman-teman di sini maybe the flow ya, the alurnya from picking the fabric, designing it, production, marketing it, packaging, I mean, until the delivery process. Because in fashion itself, I mean, the consumer can, they only receive the end product gitu. And the one that we wear, I mean, the process is the, I would say the most beautiful journey of the business. Boleh, mungkin from Fifi, can you share the flow, the operational flow from the very beginning until the end product that the consumer receives?
Sure. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So customers only receive the product, so they don't know the journey of the product is actually really long. And so many departments involved with like one piece of scarf, right? It's actually really beautiful. So for the first part is the planning part. So ramai yang tak tahu yang sebenarnya all this production has to be planned about 12 to 18 months before. So my team is actually already working on 2022 December collection. You know, like they're already planning.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, so it's you have to plan it properly.
Yeah.
Right? So what we have is an annual product plan. So dari January sampai December, we break it down by categories and subcategories: scarves, sprayer, bags, cosmetics, and it's a long process. So this process takes the longest because you keep tweaking, tukar kan. And this is once you have the ready master plan, then you can get into designing. So then depending what you're making, so design cosmetics design print, design tudung hijab, you know, design baju, And then you go into sampling process with supplier. So, you know, your factory or your own in-house production, or if you diet sendiri, you know, it's all sampling. After sample, they're perfect, and then you place the order and it goes into production. So production, depending where you make it, locally will be faster, of course. I think Indonesia has a lot of factories, which is great, right? But a lot of brands make in China. And then come here, and then it gets inbounded into warehouse. So then warehouse takes over. Ada QC, quality control, inbounding, warehousing, storage, and everything. And then you take samples to do photo shoot. So then it gets passed to marketing, and marketing will come out with a marketing campaign, blah blah blah, at the same time, and then it can launch on the website or in stores. So itulah perjalanan sebuah tudung, sehelai tudung.
Yeah. Oke. Kalau di kami juga apa untuk meng-create let's say one line of fashion gitu ya. Do you have like 12 months like preparation as well, or how does it work in kami?
Yeah, we have like 12 to 18 months preparation, right?
Yeah.
But our working flow is somewhat dynamic. We can get inspired by certain fabric or certain trends or colorway or pattern or story or like whatever architecture. Whatever inspire us, and the team will be the first step to go. From this period.
We will be the first step. Firstly, we get inspired, and then after that we make the mood board from that, and then from the mood board, we can already guess what kind of silhouette that we want, what kind of fabric, what kind of pattern that we want. We kind of imagine from the mood board. And then after the mood board, we make the sample. We realize the imagination into the samples. And then same as Fifi, there's a lot of tweak in the samples, maybe. And then after that, we kind of we pick the fabric from that, right? We pick the fabric from that. After the samples, we make the samples in with the actual fabric, and then I heard Fifi, maybe this is different from Fifi. We kind of do it simultaneously with the marketing plan. So right from the mood board, the marketing team were already
working on the
storyline, on the what kind of marketing tools they want to make. And then and also the PR team also making the press release, and they're searching for who is the best people maybe that can represent the collection. And then we also do the photo shoots. We make we make 3 kinds of photo shoots. That is a photo shoot for catalog, and then photo shoots like daily photo shoots,
like OOTD.
And then we also make campaign and video, campaign photo shoots and video. And then that will become a marketing tools. And then
when the collection is ready, each pieces will go to our stores, to website, warehouse, and then delivered to your doorstep.
Yay. Ini aku juga maybe I will incorporate the questions from the chat. There is one great question from Desi from Danisa Creative. I mean, it's interesting for both kami and also Fashion Ballet and the Duck group. How do you get new designs ideas for your products? I mean, there are lots of changes in the fashion industry with all the ideas coming here and there. How do you know that this design will be the right design for now? How did you get the ideas?
Yeah, so I think inspiration can come from anywhere. You know, I get inspired when I travel, I get inspired when I go out, I get inspired by my kids, you know, and I come up with the Mother's Day duck where it's from kids' drawings, you know, so you just have to find these inspiration and open your eyes to every day. Even in the pandemic, you can get inspiration. So I have a creative director who I bounce ideas with, and that's why the planning of the annual product plan is so important. Sebab then you can break down all your collections. Okay, let's do a collection on frontliners, let's do a collection on flowers, let's do a collection on travel, and you slot it in here and there. And then last time I was very, very hands-on. All the ideas came from myself as the creative director. But because I have a team now, I really give them freedom. So I'm like, okay, you know, what do you guys want to make? We brainstorm, and we must also look at past data. What sold really well. Macam here in Malaysia, everybody loves prints here, right? But if you sell in the UK, they don't wear prints. So you also have to know the market and see, observe, check your past history to see what kind of colors they like, even down to the colors and the prints, right? A lot of women like pastels. So you know pastels will sell better. So you have to make sure in your collections there must be a pastel range, right? So all these things come with the experience, but there's also a lot of now with online, with Google, you can just Google these trends, and you can also Google other brands to see what they're doing right, you know, and learn from them.
For kami, I mean, what this is a question came from almost all the audience who have or about to have a modest fashion brand they were asking how do you separate yourself with other brands? I mean, what is kami? What is Fashion Palette? What makes you stand out from others? If others, kalau orang-orang bertanya why kami, and what would you answer be?
Okay. Okay, so we try to put our brand more human in the last few years. So it's like we put apa ya, sifat-sifat orang gitu. Yeah, it's like we put we humanize our brand. So then we picked three apa namanya sifat. We picked three that
personality.
Three personality that resembles kami, and then we picked modest, contemporary, and heartfelt. So that we do all our branding and marketing as near as we can to the personality that we chose, and then our mission was to be a solution to every Muslim and modest enthusiast. So that we always call ourselves refined urban modest wear. So yeah, in every product that we release, we always try to bring happiness to every kami people. We call our customers kami people. Since we have a 12 years portfolio, we can see which one is sell and which one won't. But Fifi was right. In every geographic pattern must be different. Like maybe like plains will sell more in Jakarta, while in others pattern will go better. Something like
that. And I will have to shout out to Kami. I personally love how you promote your brand. I mean, I was talking about the video. I mean, super love. I mean, very theatrical, very artistic. I mean, you play different angles and different lightings, bold colors, and super love. And okay, sorry, it's fangirl. For Fifi, I mean, at Endeavor, I mean, early this month, we had a session called Endeavor where we talk about branding, the company branding, personal branding, and also employer branding. And branding itself is no doubt is very important. I mean, both of your brands are living proof that local brand are known globally. And Fifi, for Fashion Palette itself, did you plan it that way since the beginning? Like, oh, I envision the Fashion Palette in 5 years will be known globally. Therefore, I need to do this. Is that something that you planned earlier?
I'm naturally a dreamer. So I've always been ambitious. Yeah. So anything that I wanted to start, I'm already thinking, wow, it's going to be the biggest brand in the world, you know? So there's that excitement, you know? And this is what drives me every day. I don't need motivation from outside because I'm already so like, so excited to make it, right? And I'm not a big global brand yet, and that's the goal. I want to be a big global brand. So my team would know this really well. If there's any of my team here, they would be like, yes, she's like that. You know. But I'm never satisfied because there's always that need for growth, for improvement, right? And I did a personality test, and I recommend everybody to do it, you know, because it really teaches you about yourself. It teaches you about your strength, your weakness. So for me, when I start something, I dream. So I'm already there, you know. So I always envision yang apa-apa yang business yang I want to make, it will be very big, you know. So now then it's just a matter of how to get there. So my partner is my husband, if some of you don't know, and he's the opposite of me. So he's the realist, you know, he's the planner. So he helps tone me down, you know, to make a more realistic plan. But generally, I think you must have a purpose. You must have excitement. I'm sure Kami also, like, you know, their dream is to be the biggest, you know, hijab or fashion brand. You know, it's the same. We all must have dreams.
Talking about partners, I mean, it's also very important. Gitu, banyak yang menanyakan mengenai partner. I mean, in business, there are people who build by themselves, but you know, the more the merrier, the better. Tapi belum tentu cocok. So, I mean, finding the right partner for business is super crucial. I mean, Fifi, in building Fashion Palette, and also Kami, you have like 3 co-founders. How do you, what do you say ya? Gimana caranya mensamakan visi misi? What do you see important in building a business with partners and co-founders without maybe fighting with each other? So
the fights will always happen.
Okay.
Do you guys want to go first?
Okay lah. Okay. So for kami, partner is as important as the brand itself.
Yeah, maybe. For me, the partner is important because partners can do what I cannot do. And
Vivi was right. One is the accelerator and one is the brake. Right.
And then when you find a partner, it's like you're finding a spouse in a way. You don't find a spouse and then you break up in the middle of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
It's like a long-term commitment.
Yeah.
So I always have that mind when I'm looking for a partner.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the dream is what brought us together, and us still.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe our way is different, but we always have the same dream, same apa tujuannya tuh?
Yeah, same purpose.
The same purpose. It's okay because the purpose is the same. It's like our brand is like our child in a way.
Yeah.
So we always wanted to do the best for our child, right?
Yeah.
Maybe her ways
of doing things might be different. Right?
Different. Maybe her way the best. Maybe my way the best. It's okay as long as our child is happy.
Yeah.
Then it's okay.
So maybe the passion and enthusiasm is we are at the same level. Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess for me, I think finding the right business partner is probably the most important decision in your life, apart from who you're going to marry. Right. And business is so lonely, so it's nice to find a co-founder that you just love working with. And it's not easy to find that. A lot of people, we hear the success stories like Kami and all, but there are so many businesses that fail because co-founders fight or they fall out, right? So I think it's very important to ask very difficult questions before you start the business. Why are you doing this business together? What can you contribute to the business, and what can I contribute to the business? Even silly questions like, how would you feel if we both work on the business, but I am on the cover of Forbes magazine and they didn't mention you? How would you feel? So you have to find out all these difficult questions. And then also, like, if you have more than 2 co-founders, right? Why is the 3rd or 4th or 5th person joining? Is it because you're a group and you don't want them to feel left out? Is that a good reason to go into business together? So all of these really, really hard questions have to be discussed, and it shouldn't be discussed by just you guys. You should have a moderator, so have a friend ask these questions, right? There was a time, I just want to share, like, there was a time where my best friends and I wanted to go into business together, because entrepreneurs, they never stop, right? They always want like, new opportunities, new exciting ventures. So we did this exercise. Fazza moderated and it was so awkward and we all ended up crying, So these are real practical advice that I would want to give people who are starting their businesses, because you don't want to make a big mistake. You want intentions to be right from the beginning, and you want to go into business for the long term, not because you're just friends and you're excited and let's just do this, because it's very important. So I would say, number one, find someone who can complement your weakness. So if you're not good in finance, find someone good in finance, and number two, that person has to be someone you enjoy and also respect. So it's it's not easy. I don't think you should just jump into a business with just anyone.
That's a nice one. I mean, having a moderator to sort of like moderate anything between a hard conversation, right? Right. Okay. We have lots of great questions over here. I mean, we can continue with the building a solid team from Rinta from Blumen Aesthetic in Jakarta. For Fifi and Kami, do you have any suggestion to build solid team to support your brand growing? How big is your team for in Fashion Palette, Duck, and also in Kami? How many people in Kami as your team?
For the currently we have 90 people in the team. Belum termasuk yang jahit. One thing that I always do is we always share our purpose. We always share our mission and how to keep our culture positive. Our environment. Because in our current modest industry where the player is kind of packed. Our team tend to always they always feel overwhelmed with the competition. So I always say that you don't have to compete. Don't focus too much on the competition. Focus to what we have to do, and just always enjoy the process. To be the best at our mission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So make sure the team is aligned with your vision mission, and also implement the culture in everyone, yeah, in coming. And what about in Fashion Palette?
In Afi, in the whole group, including Duck, we have about 400 people.
Yeah.
So that's as you grow and more people, it becomes more challenging because there are more personalities, more hati to jaga, you know. So
Yes.
so it's a tough thing for an entrepreneur who does, you know. For me, I built this business with Fazza. We don't know how to manage a team. Nobody trained us, you know, like, you know, so I think, again, going back to self-awareness, you need to then hire a HR team, a solid person who handles HR, because you have to know what you're good at and what you're not good at. I'm better at driving the creatives and the business with Fazza, but I need help with taking care of the house, right? So we have an awesome HR team who does all the recruitment process. And let me just be real and tell you guys that people will come and go. And building a team is probably the hardest part of the business. The actual work is easy and fun, you know, but building the team, keeping the mood happy, keeping people motivated is extremely difficult. So that's why during interview process, don't make it so easy for people to join your team. You must have multiple interviews. You must do reference checks. You must give them assignments, because at interview, it's very surface level. Oh, do you handle pressure well? Yes. Do you love working on weekends? Yes, no problem. You know, and then when, you know, do you work well under pressure? Everything, yes, semua bagus, you know. But when you actually join, it's a different story. It's always like that. So you must get other departments to also interview that person.
That's a good thing. I mean, about getting a team. And also there, when you mention moody, when you mention mood, there are also questions. Have you ever been moody in during the entrepreneurial journey? I mean,
moody.
Yeah, I mean, moody in terms of you don't feel motivated on doing the business over some reasons, or you got stuck in the ideas of maybe have you ever been stuck in creating ideas and those kind of things? Maybe during the COVID situation as well, the situation maybe affect the person as in running the business. Is that happening?
So many times. You know, obviously we're smiling and all that, but the back of it, a lot of things I don't share on social media, right? The heartaches, the pains, the cries. And the bigger you get, the more problems you get. And it's not just about product and marketing anymore. It's also about operations, it's fundraising, it's sales target, it's margins, you know, it's all the not so fun stuff. But just now, you guys were hugging. That's why you need your co-founder. You know, I hug my husband and I'm like, why did we do this? Why we have to start business? You know, of course I have those moments, right? But at the end of the day, that's why you really need to be self-motivated, because if you look for motivation elsewhere and you depend on other things to keep you motivated, you're going to give up very easily. Entrepreneurship is not for everyone. You know, there are problems every single day. So you really need to know yourself and be very tough, because it's only going to get harder.
Okay. And also there is also a question from Dita Zain here in the chat questions. I mean, how long does it take for Duck R&D team to test a new product before finally launch it to the public? I mean, Duck launches so many products in 1 month, and Dita is very amazed by that. How long does it take for the R&D?
So we have quite a strict timeline. So R&D, like I said, product development will take 12 to 18 months. So there are times when sample just tak jadi. You know, you dah tweak 2-3 kali, but it's still not nice.
Yeah.
You know, or quality is bad. You have to change supplier, etc., etc. So about, I'd say sampling can be about 2 to 3 months.
Yeah.
But it depends. It depends on the product and the supplier. But what I have is I actually break down all my categories, and there's a very strong product lead for each category. So there's a scarves product lead, there's a bags product lead, there's a cosmetics product lead. So they all focus in their items only. So they become very good at it. You know, so it becomes more routine. Yeah.
Okay. And in terms of let's say educating the market, for example, di kami, there are lots of scarf, modest wear brands stuck with one market segments and fail to reach new audience. Yeah. Biasanya di kami itu, what is your opinion? Apakah kita harus mengeducate the audience about the trend and the style, atau we should be the one who following our audience or market demand? In your product, during your 10+ years journey in kami, how do you follow the market demand or do you educate the market about the trend?
I think we
Usually do 50-50.
Yeah, we do both.
What we usually and especially in Indonesian market, Indonesian modest market, it doesn't usually follow the Western trend.
Okay.
They kind of have their own trend, and then kita biasanya kita lihat. Tapi in terms of like a new products maybe that we want to introduce to our customer, kita juga melakukan hal itu. Mungkin untuk di marketing plan-nya kita lebih banyak mengedukasi dari segi misalnya bahannya, fungsinya untuk apa, feels-nya seperti apa, seperti itu. Terutama di masa pandemi ini, di mana orang-orang tidak bisa pergi ke toko, lalu feel the fabric langsung. Kita banyak komunikasiin, maybe in social media, maybe we're using influencers, karena mereka, what do you call it? User generated konten gitu. Jadi mereka bisa kasih opini langsung mereka. Oh, ini pakainya seperti ini, apa rasanya seperti apa gitu. Mungkin kita kalau misalkan mau memperkenalkan produk baru, kita lebih banyak lagi di marketing.
Oke.
Apa namanya, untuk mengikuti tren 100% ngikutin tren aja gitu. It's kind of boring maybe for us, and kita udah ngerasa bisnis, maksudnya kita ngerasa produk kita feels like stagnant, like we're stuck in this kayak produk yang sama. Itu bisnis kita biasanya pasti bakalan jelek ke depannya gitu. Kita selain ngikutin tren, kita harus kasih sesuatu yang baru, something my excitement. Seperti itu sih.
Okay. And I have a warning from the panitia that we're almost at the end of the session. Maybe I would like to ask one last closing remarks from Fifi dan juga Karin dan juga Irin. Sorry. What advice can you give to entrepreneurs out there who are currently atau about to enter the modest fashion industry? We can start with Fifi.
Wow, how much time do we have? Advice, yeah. I would say because the modest fashion industry is growing so much and so many brands out there, number one, I would say find your niche. So jangan buat apa yang orang lain sudah buat. You know, I read a lot of marketing books. That's just a sure way to fail. You must find what's different about your brand. What are you trying to solve? Who are you talking to? Are you a sustainable brand? Are you a basic brand? Are you a creative brand? Are you a premium brand? Find your niche and just focus on that first. Daripada mau buat semuanya, just focus on one niche. Number two, I would say be self-aware. Know yourself. Know what you're good at, know what you're not good at, do personality tests because it's very helpful. And then when you know your weakness, hire for those weaknesses, right?
Yeah.
And I guess lastly, you know, entrepreneurship is the most rewarding thing, most fun job for me. I live and breathe it, but it's not for everyone. So you need to really be prepared to really devote your life to your business because the bigger you get, the more challenges there are. So you have to enjoy it and enjoy
a journey in a field that you cannot enjoy. Your passion, because as Phoebe said, it will be like a very long road. We cannot just jump out of it. And always enjoy every process.
Thank you very much. Dari Karin, is it the same? Do you have additional? That's fine.
Okay, Karin.
Be patient, maybe. All right, thank you very much. So I think that concludes our session for today. Thank you so much for Fifi, for Karin, for Erin. I love her blog. I always laugh in reading.
Juga Nadia Karina dari kami dan Istafiana dari Chandra. Virtual Exhibition Hall IWF 2021 dengan puluhan tenan istimewa ada ya. Oke, tim kita silakan siap-siap pasang nanti kameranya dibuka. Sekarang yang sesi pertama kita foto bareng dulu bersama panelis. Sudah siap? Oke. Kita apa? Begini atau kita gimana? Terserah. Oke, saya hitung sampai 3 ya. 1, 2, 3. Oh, kurang not happy yet. Kurang bahagia. Kurang bahagia. Oke. 1, 2, 3 ya. 1, 2, 3. Oke. Sip. Oke, kita lanjut kepada para perempuan Indonesia yang sangat hebat lagi. Terima kasih semuanya sudah bergabung di sini. Wah, banyak sekali ya, ada ratusan. Oke, sudah siap? Nanti kita akan ada 2 slide ya. Oke, ready? Pertama, 1, 2, 3. Sip. Next-nya, silakan slide. 1, 2, 3. Oke, lanjut lagi ya. 1, 2, 3. Oke, sudah semua. Kembali ke kita berempat. Oke, terima kasih banyak semuanya panelis. Sebelum mengakhiri kebersamaan kita hari ini, saya ingatkan teman-teman untuk mengisi survei. Ada survei akan kami kirimkan via email yang terdaftar. Via email yang terdaftar akan ada hadiah menarik untuk pengisi survei yang beruntung. Jadi jangan lupa diisi surveinya. Saya Glenny Levina undur diri. Sampai jumpa di IWF berikutnya. Selamat siang, selamat sore sekarang ya. Selamat sore semua. Bye. Salam sehat.